Okay, I'm at 928 Harris Avenue in Price Hill, Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues mainly, but really it's anything that would be concerning to the buyer. The access location is the stack you see here, which is right behind the washer and dryer. This is the dryer. And so, but this is the main stack that carries all the bathrooms and everything. So this is PVC, but I expect based off the age of the house for it to be clay underneath the floor, and it is. And it should be clay all the way out to the main in the street. And so we'll go ahead and push through here and see what we got. You can see this is normal. It's a little bit of an offset break-in where they broke in for this line to flow through. The weirdest thing is that this is a T-in, so we hope we can go the right direction because it doesn't. It may have just forced me to go backwards, and I think it did. It forced me to go upstream instead of downstream. So we're going to try to pull back and rotate the camera a little bit. See if that'll help get the camera to go the downstream direction. Yep, I don't think this is going downstream. I think I'm going upstream right here. And that's what I'm up against. Yeah. So we need to kind of, I think that's actually going upstream towards the sink drop-in, which has got a lot of buildup, but there's no access to that line. Back behind the shelving here, and it doesn't look like there's any clean out or anything in it, but it looked like there's some. You can see. I wish I could get it kind of cleaned off, but don't really have any way of cleaning that off. But I can hear it back there. Can't really clean the lens off. I'm going to see if we can run a little bit of water down the sink. So I'm going to pause the video for a second and take a look. Okay, so you can see this is where the sink line is coming down. I'm recording. So you can see this is where the sink line's coming down, and there's some buildup. And might be a good idea to have this. It's pretty normal. It looks like grease and mineral buildup from where it's coming down out of the sink, the kitchen sink, which it's flowing, but you can see the buildup around there. And it kind of what happens is the buildup of all the food and the grease and stuff from washing the dishes and food over the years has just kind of built up right here at the base. There's a pretty good look at it. So it's a mixture. So it might be a good idea. There's no access for me to get into that, but it might be a good idea to have that line flushed out. I mean, see if they can, take a sink machine and go either down through the sink itself, or maybe make access in the in that stack, in the kitchen stack. That I don't see any access. Oh, there is a clean out on it. So yeah, I'm going to recommend that because it's 1.5 inches. I'm going to recommend that it be cleaned just at the base here, so that just kind of rinse out some of this stuff, make sure it doesn't cause a clog. It's pretty common to find stuff like this, especially on sink lines. They are the worst. The nastiest out of all of them because of the way that it all you have food and stuff like that. It's usually the nastiest line in the house. All right, and great. Okay, so I was able to get it to go downstream now. So it actually worked out that the line was able to go, that the camera went upstream a little bit just to get the look at that. And so we'll be able to, we were able to see that probably would be a good idea to clean out that sink line. But now we are going downstream out towards the sewer main. And like we mentioned, this is clay. It should be clay all the way out, which is normal for this age of home. And we'll let the water run as much as we can unless it starts to obscure the view. But clay is a good material. It's been around for a long time, 100 years or more in sewer lines. The most common thing we see, though, is root intrusion. So depending on where the line goes, if there's no trees, it's usually a lot better off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll push out. You can see the flashes above the camera lens. I'm going to push all the way out as far as I can, and then we can should be able to see a little bit better when we pull back. Looks like we've got some mineral deposits and stuff here on the left, but it's not causing any obstructions or anything. So I think what we have here is we are back into cast iron. So there must have been a repair at some point, because this looks like cast iron pipe. Could have been they could have added a fixture or done a repair at some point, and that would have been done most likely between the 40s and the mid 70s. That's when they would have used more cast iron. Cast iron is pretty rough. It's usually something that they have a little bit more, a little bit higher chance of soft clogs with cast iron, because you can see how rough it is because it does rust. And so I always like to mention to make sure you're not using any wet wipes or paper towels or feminine products with cast iron lines, because it's just a lot more common to have those things get caught on the rough inner lining of the pipe because of all the rust. Looks like this is in pretty good shape. I know we've been in water a lot, and then here we are. Looks like this is probably where we're exiting the house and we're going back into clay. And so again, we'll turn the water off when we get all the way out to the main. Make sure that the camera lens is clean, and then when we pull back, we should be able to see a little bit better. We have a tie in there in the top left. It's probably a downspout, since we should be outside at 71 feet. And this is an area that has a combined sewer system, so it has sanitary sewer coming from your bathrooms, and also the downspouts and any kind of close area drains would also come into this line. See in the bottom left hand corner there's an angle indicator that shows how we're dropping off and how heavy of an angle the camera is sitting. So it looks like we're dropping right down into the top of the sewer main. That's usually how they can usually tell. And there we are. We've made it all the way down into the sewer main. So I'm going to kind of dip the camera down there and make sure it's rinsed off the best I can. I think I got some spider webs on the edge of the camera though, and that always, it's about the worst thing you can get on the camera is a spider web, because it hangs on way more than all the other stuff. So I'm going to pull back to where the camera is level, and then I'm going to go up and I'm going to shut that water off, and that way we can, should be coming right up to the top of that. We're back down to about 15 degrees. It should level out just a little bit more. There we go. So I'm going to pause the video here. We're going to turn the water off, and that way we can take a better look at some of the stuff on the way back as we were pushing the water in front of us earlier. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull back. Looks like we've got the camera lens pretty clean, and we've turned the water off and let it dissipate. But it looks like the line looked really good. I didn't see any root intrusion, which is really good. Didn't see any structural issues at all with the line. Looks like it's holding shape very well. And now we're back into cast iron. And so this actually may have been an exterior repair at some point, because we're pretty far out. So cast iron is definitely hard to tell how thin or thick the pipe wall is. It's about one of the major concerns, is because you can't really tell how thin or thick the wall is. So you're looking for functionality, which is why we run water, to try to make sure we take a look at it. And we're making sure that the the line is structurally intact and no big holes in the side or anything. Usually other indicators besides just the hole, you'll see a lot of gravel and stuff built up in those areas. This all looks like it's in really good shape. It looks like it's held shape really well over the years. Now we're back into clay. Paper and stuff. And so it could be clay on the inside, and then they put the cast iron outside for a short distance, and then it went back to clay earlier. So, but all the line looks really good. It's structurally sound. It's holding shape well, and it's open and flowing at time of inspection. So here's that T-in at the base of the stack. And here we are at the stack. So again, as we push out, we just want to take a look at the but we're going to go downstream again now, but we just want to make sure that I will note that we did see on the kitchen line that it has some buildup at the base of the 1.5-inch kitchen line coming down that is building up with food material and some like mineral deposits, stuff like that, that looks like it would be a good idea to maybe run a sink machine through there at some point to kind of clear that out and make sure it stays open. The line does have a clean out on it, so it should be easy to access. But again, the rest of the line looked great. It's all fully functional and holding shape, like I mentioned. It's all open and flowing at time of inspection. So just maybe a cleaning. If you ever see any indication of that sink line running slow, or if you wanted to do it initially, it would be a good idea to just do a small cleaning on the kitchen sink line to knock that build up there off the base of the connection, just to kind of make sure that it is that it stays open. But overall, the line looks really good, especially for its age. The line's in good shape and fully functional. So that'll end the inspection at 928 Harris Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio, Price Hill.